watching The 9.
Welcome back. There is a new trend when it comes to real estate. According to the National Association of Realtors, single women made up 20% of all buyers last year. Jeanette Schneider from RE/MAX of Southeastern Michigan is here with more on what's behind this boost, also what you need to consider if you're looking to buy solo. Always good to have you in. Good morning.
Good morning.
But this is not new. The numbers might be changing a little bit, but women have been leading this sector for quite some time.
They have. Women took over this spot in 1981 and have not let up since then. So it's been more than a 40-year run where single women have outpaced single men in buying homes.
What do you think is behind that, and is that surprising?
Not surprising. I think what's behind it is women, first of all, they're looking to control their destiny, right? And as there's been women, with higher degrees of education, more career success, it has allowed them to move into this arena.
Yeah.
And I think women want to know that both short-term and long-term, because for a lot of women later in life, they find themselves alone, right? They outlive men and things like that. So whether you're talking first-time buyer or somebody at the other end of the age spectrum, they want control of where they live.
And that's a good opposite point to one episode of one of my favorite shows, Sex and the City. This is a very antiquated idea, but Charlotte famously did not want to buy a property because she wasn't married yet, and she thought that would throw off the balance of power if she owned a home and she met a man who did not have a home. But it seems that women aren't really considering that.
No, I mean, and maybe that was something back years ago may have been more of a consideration. Right. But if you go back to the 70s, because as late as 1974, a woman could buy a house without a man's signature.
Right.
And so I think once that door kind of got kicked open, we're like, okay, we're not going back.
Right.
We're going to take control of this.
Okay, so what are some things that you tell people, that you advise people if they are looking to get into the homeowners market?
I think, first of all, what you want to do is you want to understand what you can afford. You might have done your own budgeting, but you definitely want to go to a lender and talk to them about the programs they have. Find out what they will approve you for, which many cases might be more than you're actually comfortable paying. So you definitely want to take a look at what they can do, then figure out what you're comfortable paying. That would be a good first step.
There are so many things that come along with home ownership also that aren't necessarily written right there on the ticket that you don't think about. Things break down the line, and you have to repair things. So what else should people be prepared for if they're looking to buy a home?
Well, I think you want to factor that in. You don't want to be house poor, right?
Yes.
Where you can't afford to do anything else. The other thing, you want to put a good team around you. Lender, real estate agent are the starting points. Beyond that, you're going to want a home inspector, and then you're going to want to start to build maybe your plumber, your electrician, the different tradespeople or contractors that you may need to maintain your home.
Yeah.
Your agent can be a great resource for that, because at times these folks are they're busy and they're hard to get to come out. But a real estate agent refers them business all the time. So if you use somebody your agent refers you to, they're more likely to respond and come out to you than a friend referring somebody to you.
Are there programs for first-time buyers? Are there resources that we should be aware of as well?
Absolutely. I mean, MISHDA, often has first-time, home buyer programs, but that's another reason to go to a lender. Great to do research online. You can really get some knowledge, but you want to go talk to somebody, I feel, live, local, that can understand your specific situation, and whether it's a first-time home buyer program or some other programs they may have, lay that all out on the table so you can pick what's the right option for you.
What do you think are some of the attractive buys for a woman? Let's say she doesn't have kids, but we know this is home ownership is a way to build wealth, generational wealth especially. Are you looking at schools? Are you looking at the area and whether or not the area can be built up, or do you want a place that's more within your budget and maybe the area is built out enough? What are some things that we should be looking for?
Well, it's going to be somewhat unique to everybody, right? Where they want to go. But I think you raised some good points. Women typically value safety. They want to feel safe in the community that they're in. Now, that can be achieved a lot of different places. That can be condo, townhouse, single-family residence. I mean, they're all on the table when it comes to that type of a thing. But you do want to take a look at the house that you're buying. You talked about neighborhoods, schools, things like that. Is where you're buying today, where you're going to be maybe during the life cycle of this home. If in 5 to 7 years, do you see somebody else living with you? Do you see children as part of the mix? Factoring all of that in when you make some decisions.
Very good. Where can we find you for more information?
You can go to RE/MAX.com.
We love that. Thank you so much for coming in.
You're welcome.
Mr. Ermani.